Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about this. I tried talking about this yesterday, but I was a little tired, and of course, my mom came home from work, so that didn't help too much. But I wanted to give you my thoughts, and everybody has talked about this recently. Clownfish TV, Neon, and Geeky Sparkles talked about it, and everybody else has talked about it. In fact, we have some YouTubers here that talk about theme parks on their channel, extensively. And one of them actually, I don't know if it was, with permission or not with permission, actually got some aerial footage, via drones and everything, to show exactly the process, in the works, the work in progress. And what I'm talking about, of course, is Epic Universe, which is a new theme park, somewhat an extension of Universal Theme Parks Orlando, but mostly a new theme park that Universal is doing. And from what I've seen with the images and stuff, when you look it up online, it looks tremendous. I mean, everybody has come out and said that this is actually going to be possibly, Walt Disney World outdone. This is going to be Universal basically out Walt Disney World, Walt Disney World, from what I can tell, and it looks tremendous. There's no doubt. Again, there's a lot of images out there that has been released. People have gone on. People on Reddit, Travel and Leisure, have all talked about this. And what it's going to look like, what's gone into it, and it's tremendous. It is definitely a tremendous feat that Universal is accomplishing here, because with the images that are floating out there, the construction so far and everything, it's it definitely looks like definitely looks like it's going to be a park worth visiting when it's all said and done, if you can afford to visit it, because it's going to be expensive. Let's not deny that it's going to be a very expensive trip to take, but it is it is going to look great. I mean, the hotel that they got set up for it is going to look great as well. The theme parks they all got, all the theme parks they got, listed out. It looks tremendous. You got the Super Nintendo World, of course. You got one based on Dark Universe, Universal Monsters. You got the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Mystery of Magic, and then How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and the How to Train Your Dragon theme park is supposed to have probably the longest roller coaster in the park. It's supposed to basically go around a majority, from what I could tell, of the How to Train Your Dragon area. Like, you get on it, and as you're riding it, you're gonna go mostly just about around the entire area. Like, in between it, you're gonna have like other little sections of the theme park to visit and explore. But mostly, it's gonna be a huge roller coaster and everything, to say the least. It is definitely going to be a huge roller coaster, to say the least. Now, they do have some things planned and everything. They do have some things planned. I'm going to pull it up here as best I can, hopefully without incident. Let's open this image differently. Open this image in another tab. Okay. So I got the image right here. This actually came out like a couple years ago when they were concepting it and everything. I think back in 2020. Before they did anything. Now there are going to be some food stops. There's no doubt about that. In fact, one area did list off what the food stops were going to be. Food stops, gift shops, and all that. You're going to have all that, just like what you would have at Disney World and Disneyland, and like at Universal, Orlando and Universal Hollywood. You're going to have that here. You're going to have that here. You're going to have your shopperies. You're going to have your food. Like I said, you're going to have your food restaurants or quick snack areas, and dessert areas and so on, and rest areas. So you're going to have all that. But what's listed here in the initial, plan, in the initial image that I'm looking at, is you're going to have a lot of things here. First of all, you're going to have, the park entrance, which is being dubbed Celestial Park, and that's going to look great. You're going to have basically, one of the first park areas, as I'm looking at this, And you can probably tell as I just adjust my camera there for a second. Hold on. There we go. Just moved it. You can tell I'm doing this on the fly, you know, unedited. But, oops, I didn't want to do that. Hold on. Here we go. This is from Reddit. And they're showing everything that's coming to Universal and everything. So we're going to open that image now too. Open that image too. And basically what's coming is, of course, you got the Celestial Park. They're going to have this big thing. Andre Meadows, Black Nerd Comedy, recently got sent something by them that basically is going to be what the entrance is going to look like to the park. So that's going to be nice. But here's what they say about the park itself. You know, like one of the first main parks you're going to see when you enter will be Celestial Park, but theme-wise, you know, right next to it you're going to have Super Nintendo World. So you're going to see, again, the first thing you're going to see is Celestial Park, and you're going to see all those water fountains and all that water area, what, you know, like the carousels and stuff like that, and little rest areas, I'm assuming. But then, on top of that, right next to Celestial Park, you're going to have Super Nintendo World. Now, again, it does state you're going to have restaurants, stores, meet and greets. You know, Super Nintendo World, you're going to have a Princess Peach meet and greet. You're going to have interactive play areas. You know, so you're going to have all that. Now, here's what they say about, you know, the attractions at Super Nintendo World. You're going to have Yoshi's Adventure, which is an Omnimover ride. You're going to have Mario Kart Cooper's Challenge, a dark ride. And then coaster-wise, you're going to have Donkey Kong Mini Kart Madness. Now, what's interesting about the Donkey Kong one, from what I understand, if I'm not hearing things, what's interesting about the Donkey Kong one is there's supposed to be like a part of the track that you will jump. And I'm just checking something right there. That you will jump. You'll actually jump a part of the track. I don't think it's going to be like, you know, a jump that's like mid, like you got a big old gap or anything. I think it's just going to be one of those small jumps to where it's just like this small, maybe, and you're just going to jump it. So I think that might be what it is, because if they do anything, you know, more gappy than that, you know, that might be a little bit of trouble. But yeah, that's another ride right there to, you know, that you can look into. And then as you walk further down to the park, again, you got the water areas and everything set up, you know, like the fountains and everything, like you can rest under. So right after that, and you go into Celestial Park, which again is near Super Nintendo World, you know, right next to it, you're going to have the Constellational Carousel, which apparently is going to be in the water. You know, not like in the middle of the water, but it's going to be like, you know, it'll be a carousel that goes around, you know, and underneath you, you're going to have water and everything. Like, you're not going to step in the water, but, you know, basically, you know, the platform is going to be above the water, from what I can tell. Then, of course, after that, after you ride that, or after you walk past the carousel, you know, the Constellational Carousel, after you pass that, you're going to go right next, because right before you get to the main water area with the fountain, and that's right before the hotel, or right near the hotel, right next to that, theme park-wise, or theme-wise, you're going to have Dark Universe. And here you're going to have, attraction-wise, you're going to have, of course, your quick stop foods, your face paint, temporary tattoos, restaurant. You're going to have your stores, and you're going to have your interactive play area. But like, ride-wise, attraction-wise, you're going to have Curse of the Werewolf and Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. And then, right next to that, you're going to have Universal's Helios Grand Hotel. That's Helios, Helios Grand Hotel. And it looks big. It looks massive. And definitely going to be expensive, I can tell you that, to stay in. It's going to be the primary hotel resort. Now, you don't have to stay at that hotel resort. You know, as we all know, you can go to any hotel around the area. But if you want to be, like, in the center of it, you know, everything, you know, that's basically going to be a primary stay area, if you know what I mean, as I check something there again. And then, of course, we have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Again, you're going to have, your stores. You're going to have your restaurant. You're going to have 3 stores in Harry Potter. But what you're going to have here is Dark Ride. You're going to have Battle from the Ministry of Magic. And show, you're going to have a show called Untitled Wizarding Stage Show. We can assume it's going to be the same as in Japan. And then you're going to have Dueling Coasters Starfall Races. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what Dueling Coasters is. I think it's side by side, I believe, like a racing thing. But, that's what you're going to have there. And then, right after that, you're going to have How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. And here, of course, you got the interactive play area, the quick stop food, store, and restaurant, which is cool. But then you're going to have fire drill, a boat ride, Untrainable Dragon, a show. You're going to have Dragon Racers Rally, Skyfly. And you're going to have Hiccup's Wing Gliders, a coaster. And that coaster is supposed to be the longest coaster in the park. Basically, like I said, it's encapsulating most of the theme area of How to Train Your Dragon. Now, is there room to expand in the future? Absolutely. With them having the rights to DreamWorks and Illumination, there's definitely expansion. There's no doubt. And I wouldn't be surprised that a year or 2 after this park is open, you'll start hearing news about expansions, with Illumination and DreamWorks themed areas based on a lot of their animated and family films. But that's all I can say on it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on Epic Universe. What are you looking forward to the most?